My name is Brianne and welcome to Arts Everywhere. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be exploring the arts, making different projects from stuff you probably already have at home. In today's episode, we're going to be talking all about shadow puppetry. Shadow puppetry is an ancient form of theater that started over 2,000 years ago in Asia. Shadow puppeteers used paper puppets, light, and shadow to create beautiful shows. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to deconstruct a cereal box to make a miniature shadow puppet theater of your own. For this project, the basic materials you will need are lightweight cardboard boxes, such as cereal boxes or snack boxes, one piece of white paper, a pencil or pen, marker, scissors, a ruler, tape, and a flashlight. Extra materials you may want to use are dark colored construction paper, extra pencils, and crayons. The first step is to carefully open the box up, making sure not to rip the flaps on the sides. Then, cut along one corner of the box until the box is fully open. Next, cut off one of the larger sides of the box, leaving the rest of the box intact. Trim off the ends and set aside for later. Open up your second box and cut out the two largest panels. Set those aside, and we're going to use them in just a few steps. Make sure that you keep all of your scrap cardboard because you might need to use it for puppet building a little bit later. When you're done trimming the edges off of your smaller box, it'll look like this. Next, it's time to make the screen. Grab your white piece of paper and the side of the cereal box with the flap still attached. Fit the paper into the middle, checking to see if it goes over the edge of the flap. If it does, that's okay. Just mark off where it extends over to the flap. Grab your ruler and draw yourself a guideline where you need to trim off the extra paper. Next, take your cardboard with the flaps and the edges still connected and flip it over so that the print side is facing you. Grab your marker and your ruler and start measuring a 1/2 inch inward from each side of the middle panel. This is going to start making guidelines for you to cut out the frame for your screen. Be careful to make sure that you measure evenly, that way your screen has nice, crisp edges. When you start to cut out the middle section of your frame, it's okay if you cut into the center section a little bit since you're going to be cutting it out completely. Plus, this way, it'll help you turn your scissors so that you can cut neatly along your guidelines.
Once you're done cutting out the middle section of your frame, make sure you keep the cardboard in case you need it for decoration or puppet building. Place a small piece of tape over the area where you cut into the guideline, and then place your white paper over the frame. Now you're ready to tape down your screen. Make sure you smooth your screen out so that it is nice and tight across from the frame, and tape down all edges. Once everything is taped down, gently fold it in backwards. Next, you can start taping the corners together and assembling your theater. Next, take the two smaller panels from your second box and measure them along the sides of your screen. If you have a little bit of extra over top, that's okay. You can always take a marker and make a guideline where you need to fold and make a new corner so that it fits snugly on the sides of the frame. Once you have your new corners made, you can start taping them to the sides of your frame, making a wall for the theater. Sometimes it helps to put a little piece of tape first just to get something in place, and then you can go back and put extra tape to make sure everything is nice and sealed. Now that you have your walls in place, it's time to give this theater a roof. Take the first large panel that you cut out and set aside, put a piece of tape down to get it into place, and then go back and seal up all the edges, making sure the roof is secure to the walls on the side and to the front. Now it's time to take some of that scrap cardboard and get creative. You can use some of the extra pieces to decorate the outside of your theater. You can make curtains for the screen or a marquee for the roof. Remember, this is your theater, so make the design all your own. Today, I think I'm going to build some curtains. Next, grab your construction paper to start making your shadow puppets. If you don't have construction paper, That's okay. That's why you saved your cardboard. Take scrap cardboard and design your puppets. You can make a creation all your own, or you can use templates, and you can even use old magazines to cut out characters and shapes. If you want to make scenery for your screen, you can cut out shapes from the paper or the cardboard and tape them to the bottom of your stage. Sometimes it helps to make a little tab on the bottom so you have someplace to put the tape. The last thing I'm going to do for my theater is add my marquee and curtains to the side, making sure that I tape down all of the corners and edges. You want to be sure everything is sealed so that light doesn't escape and the inside of your theater is totally illuminated. Next, grab your shadow puppet, some tape, and a pole to operate your puppet with. Normally you use a small dowel rod, but I didn't have any at home, so I decided to tape together some extra pencils. Put an extra long piece of tape on the edge of your pole, making a flap on the end. Then flip your puppet over and tape the flap, but not the pole, just the flap, to your puppet. Finally, it's time to illuminate your theater and practice with your shadow puppets. Place your flashlight behind the theater a few inches from the back. Or you can use the flashlight from a phone and place it right behind the theater in the middle. Once you have your flashlight in place and the theater is illuminated, you can start practicing with your puppets. When you place your puppet closer to the screen, it makes the shadow very dark and the lines very clear. As you pull it further back, the shadow gets bigger and more faded. Now all that's left to do is gather your audience, turn off the lights, and enjoy the show.